for Froude number of a hydraulic jump is 5.5. The jump can be classified as a undular jump, B oscillating jump, C weak jump, D steady jump. The correct answer is steady jump. A cantilever pin-jointed truss carries one load P at the point Z as shown in the given figure. The hinges in the vertical wall are at A and D. The truss has only three horizontal members AC, CG, and GZ. The nature of force in member AB. A is tensile. B is zero. C is compressive. D cannot be predicted. The correct answer is cannot be predicted. A saturated stiff clay has unit weight 2 grams cm3 and unconfined compressive strength 2 kilograms cm2. The depth of tension crack that would develop in this clay is A 2 m, B 5 m, C 10 m, D 20 m. The correct answer is 2 m. Consider the following statements. 1. In a member subjected to uniaxial tensile force, the maximum normal stress is the external load divided by the maximum cross-sectional area. 2. When the structural member is subjected to uniaxial loading, the shear stress is zero on a plane where the normal stress is maximum. 3. In a member subjected to uniaxial loading, the normal stress on the planes of maximum shear stress is less than the maximum. Of these statements, A1 and 2 are correct. B1 and 3 are correct. C2 and 3 are correct. D1, 2 and 3 are correct. The correct answer is 1 and 2 are correct. The displacement thickness of a boundary layer is A. The distance to the point where VV 0.99. B. The distance where the velocity V is equal to the shear velocity V, that is where VV. C. The distance by which the main flow is to be shifted from the boundary to maintain the continuity equation. D. 1/2 the actual thickness of the boundary layer. The correct answer is the distance to the point where VV 0.99. The axial load which just produces the condition of elastic instability in a column is A. Rankine load, B. Euler load, C. Yield load, D. Crushing load. The correct answer is Rankine load. If R is the radius of the circular railway curve in meters and D is the degree of the curve, then which one of the following is the expression for D? A. D 360 R, B. D 1080 R, C. D 1720 R, D. D 720 R. The correct answer is D 1720 R. Given below are methods of compaction. 1. Vibration technique. 2. Flooding the soil. 3. Sheep's foot roller. 4. Tandem roller. 5. Heavy weights dropped from a height. The methods suitable for cohesionless soils include A1, 2 and 3, B2, 3 and 4, C1, 2 and 5, D3, 4 and 5. The correct answer is 1, 2 and 5. Consider the following statements relating to triaxial tests. 1. Change in length of the specimen in a triaxial shear test is required to be accounted for in the calculation of stresses at failure. 2. In drained triaxial shear test, drainage is permitted under a specified all-round pressure until consolidation is complete. The principal stress difference is then applied with no drainage being permitted. 3. Unconfined compression test is a special case of triaxial shear test. Of these statements, A1 and 2 are correct. B1 and 3 are correct. C2 and 3 are correct. D1, 2 and 3 are correct. The correct answer is 1, 2 and 3 are correct. The given figure shows the arrow diagram for a particular project. The arrow A is known as A. Critical activity, B. Subcritical activity, C. Logic arrow, D. Dummy activity. The correct answer is logic arrow. In a plane strain problem in xy plane, the shear strain 12x tends 6 and the normal strain in x and y direction 0. For this state of strain, what is the diameter of the Mohrs circle of strain? A. 6x tends 6. B. 8x tends 6. C. 12x L06. D. 24x L06. The correct answer is 12x L06. A horizontal fixed beam is fixed at both its ends A and B. During loading, the right support sinks by an amount. Flexural rigidity of the beam is uniform and is equal to EI. Length of the beam is L. What is the moment developed at the center of the beam due to sinking of the support? A. 6 EIL2. B. 0. C. 3 EIL2. D. 12 EIL2. The correct answer is 0. A lighthouse is visible just above the horizon at a certain station at the sea level. The distance between the station and the lighthouse is 40 kilometers. The height of the lighthouse is approximately A. 187 m, B. 137.7 m, C. 107.7 m, D. 87.3 m. The correct answer is 107.7 m. A close-coiled helical spring has 100 mm mean diameter and is made of 20 turns to 10 mm diameter steel wire. The spring carries an axial load of 100. N modulus of rigidity is 84 GPa. The shearing stress developed in the spring in MM2 is A. 120, B. 160, C. 100, D. 80. The correct answer is 80. Consider the following statements pertaining to plane table survey 1. 2-point problem is solved by mechanical method. 2. 3-point problem is solved by Bessel's method. 3. In 2-point problem, auxiliary station is required. Of these statements, A1 and 2 are correct. B1 and 3 are correct. C2 and 3 are correct. D1, 2 and 3 are correct. The correct answer is 1, 2 and 3 are correct. The local sidereal time LST is always A. ahead of the local mean time LMT by about 2 hours per month. B. behind LMT by about 2 hours per month. C. ahead of LMT by about 4 hours per month. D. equal to LMT. The correct answer is ahead of the local mean time LMT by about 2 hours per month. Consider the following statements. I. To insert a 28 mm nominal diameter rivet, 29.5 mm rivet hole is made. 2. Provision is made to allow temperature expansion of the bolt. A. Both I and 2 are true. B. I is true but 2 is false. C. I is false but 2 is true. D. Both I and 2 are false. The correct answer is I is false but 2 is true. Consider the following statements. A. For beams, I sections are more economical than rectangular section. R. Most of the material is concentrated away from the centroid. Of these statements, A. Both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true but R is not a correct explanation of A. C. A is true but R is false. D. A is false but R is true. The correct answer is both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A. 2 different granular soils are placed in a permeameter tube and flow is allowed to take place under a constant total head. The total head and pressure head at point A in centimeters are respectively A. 75-75, B. 25-75, C. 25-25, D. 75-25. The correct answer is 25-75. When the degree of consolidation is 50, the time factor is about A 0.2, B 0.5, C 1.0, D 2.0. The correct answer is 0.2. General shrinkage in cement concrete is caused by A. Carbonation, B. Stresses due to external load, C. Drying the starting with a stiff consistency, D. Drying starting with a wetter consistency. The correct answer is drying starting with a wetter consistency. The distribution system configuration shown in the following figure is called A. Dead end system, B. Gridiron system, C. Radial system, D. Ring system. The correct answer is dead end system. The phenomenon of reflection cracking is observed in which of the following? A. Bituminous overlays provided over cracked cement concrete pavements, B. Cement concrete overlays provided over cracked bituminous pavements, C. Bituminous overlays constructed in cold weather, D. Cement concrete overlays provided over cement concrete pavements. The correct answer is bituminous overlays provided over cracked cement concrete pavements. What are the gases produced by landfills primarily comprised of? A. Carbon monoxide and hydrogen sulfide, B. Methane and carbon dioxide, C. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, D. Ethane and oxygen. The correct answer is methane and carbon dioxide. Consider the following statements regarding specific energy of flow in an open channel. 1. There is only one specific energy curve for a given channel. 2. Alternate depths are the depths of flow at which the specific energy is the same. 3. Critical flow occurs when the specific energy is minimum. Of these statements, A1 and 2 are correct. B1 and 3 are correct. C2 and 3 are correct. D1, 2 and 3 are correct. The correct answer is 1, 2 and 3 are correct. A motor shaft rotating with a speed of 90 rpm decelerates uniformly when the motor is switched off and stops in 40 sec. The number of revolutions made by the shaft in this time would be A 10, B 20, C 30, D 40. The correct answer is 30. Which one of the following statements is correct? The Portal method of structural analysis is generally suitable for A. Tall buildings, B. Low-rise buildings, C. Low-rise buildings with uniform framing, D. Low-rise buildings with non-uniform framing. The correct answer is low-rise buildings with non-uniform framing. How high should a helicopter pilot rise at a point A just to see the horizon at point B if the distance AB is 40 km? A 101.75 m, B 110.50 m, C 107.75 m, D 105.50 m. The correct answer is 107.75 m. A cantilever beam A with rectangular cross-section is subjected to a concentrated load at its free end. If width and depth of another cantilever beam B are twice those of beam A, then the deflection at free end of the beam B as compared to that of A will be A 6.25, B 14, C 23.6, D 28. The correct answer is 6.25. A bar of square section is subjected to a pull of 10,000 kilograms. If the maximum allowable shear stress on any section is 500 kilograms cm2, then the side of the square section will be A 5 centimeters, B 10 centimeters, C 15 centimeters, D 20 centimeters. The correct answer is 10 centimeters. A clay sample has a void ratio of 0.54 in dry state. The specific gravity of soil solids is 2.7. What is the shrinkage limit of the soil? A 8.5. B 10.0. C 17.0. D 20.0. The correct answer is 20.0. Consider the following statements related to Los Angeles Abrasion test on aggregates. 1. It evaluates hardness of source rock. 2. It has a coefficient of variation of about 30%. Which of the statements given above are correct? A 1 only. B 2 only. C both 1 and 2. D neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is 1 only. A bar of uniform cross-section of 400 mm 2 is loaded as shown in the figure. The stress at section 1 is A 50 Nmm2, B 100 Nmm2, C 25 Nmm2, D 200 Nmm2. The correct answer is 100 Nmm2. A wooden plank SP GR 0.51 mx 1 mx 0.5 m floats in water with 1.5 kN load on it with 1 mx 1 m surface horizontal. The depth of plank lying below water surface shall be A 0.178 m, B 0.250 m, C 0.403 m, D 0.500 m. The correct answer is 0.403 m. A parabolic vertical curve is to be set out connecting two uniform grades of 0.6 and 0. The rate of change of grade is to be 0.06 per 30 m. The length of the curve will be A 6623 m, B 13313 m, C 200 m, D 26623 m. The correct answer is 6623 m. For an activity 201207 in an AOA network, the EET values, let values, and activity duration are shown in the figure. Between free float, interference float, and independent float, which one of the following is the correct sequence in the decreasing magnitude order? A. Free float, interference float, independent float. B. Free float, independent float, interference float. C. Interference float, free float, independent float. D. Interference float, independent float, free float. The correct answer is interference float, free float, independent float. Consider the following statements. 1. Dock is a marine structure for mooring up vessels, loading and unloading of passengers and or cargo. 2. Dry dock is generally used only for carrying out repairs, inspections and painting. 3. Wet dock is an enclosed or partially enclosed basin provided with locks and entrance gate to keep the water level at a fairly constant level. Which of the statements given above are correct? A. 1, 2 and 3. B 2 and 3. C 1 and 2. D 1 and 3. The correct answer is 1, 2 and 3. Which one of the following statements is true to trickling filter sludge? A. It has a comparatively low sludge volume index. B. It is more difficult to devata than activated sludge. C. It has a comparatively low concentration of sludge solids. D. It is bulky. The correct answer is it has a comparatively low sludge volume index. What is the correct sequence of the following steps in the graphical determination of stresses in the members of a loaded plane truss? 1. Vector diagram to determine the end reactions. 2. Space diagram. 3. Stress diagram. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. A 123, B 132, C 213, D 231. The correct answer is 123. A steel rod of 16 irim diameter has been used as a tie in a bracing system but may subject to possible reversal of stress due to the wind. What is the maximum permitted length of the member? A. 1600 mm. B. 1400 mm. C. 1200 mm. D. 1000 mm. The correct answer is 1400 mm. The total number of independent equations that form the Laceys regime theory is A2, B3, C4, D6. The correct answer is 3. The following methods are used for structural analysis: 1. Macaulay method; 2. Column analogy method; 3. Kanis method; 4. Method of sections. Those used for indeterminate structural analysis would include A1 and 2, B1 and 3, C2 and 3, D2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is 2 and 3. In the case of S2, water surface profile: Y, depth of flow Y0, normal depth YC, critical depth A Y0 YCY, B YC Y0Y, C YC YY0, D YYC Y0. The correct answer is YC YY0. A summit vertical curve is to be set joining 2% grade with 3% grade. If the tangents interest at an elevation of 60 m and the rate of change of grade is 1% per 100 m, then the elevation of the beginning point of the vertical curve will be A 58.5 m, B 57.5 m, C 55.0 m, D 52.5 m. The correct answer is 55.0 m.